Hello and welcome back. I am Sarah Noah, your host for the last bit of this community segment. We're just so glad to have you here and learning about our wonderful community and all these wonderful people that serve us in so many different ways. I have here Lisa Swarthout, and she is the Nevada County Supervisor. Hello, Lisa.
Hello.
It's good to have you.
It's great to be here.
I know, we're glad to have you. So my curiosity is, what is a county supervisor? What do you do?
It's the best kept secret in Nevada County. So actually there are 5 of us on the Board of Supervisors, and we are the policymakers for the county. So Nevada County has 2 incorporated cities and the town of Truckee. So each city and the town has their own governance, and then the county governs basically all of the unincorporated parts of the county, except that the county runs the jail and the coroner service. The county runs all health and human services. The cities don't provide that. So we basically create policy. We set the budgets for all of the various departments. So when you get to pay your property taxes, that's a county office. So the tax collector, the assessor, the register of voters, the clerk recorder, those are all functions of the county. And while those positions are also elected, sheriff's elected, the tax collector, assessor, those are all elected positions. But what the county does is we oversee their budgets. So we make sure that they have enough money to do the work that they need to do. So, and then also all the health and human services functions, behavioral health, environmental health. So if you're putting a septic system in, you have to come to the county. If you're doing a development in the county, you would go through our community development department, which does building permits and inspections and land use planning for anything that's in the unincorporated areas. And here's how you tell the difference. If you live in the cities, if you live in Grass Valley or Nevada City, you have a 3-digit address. If you live in the county, you have a 5-digit address. So a lot of times people say to me, I live in Grass Valley, and then I ask them where they live, and if they live in Alta Sierra, they're actually in District 2. If you live in Lake of the Pines or Alta Sierra, you're in District 2. So while yes, they have a Grass Valley address, they don't live in the city limits of Grass Valley.
Okay, well that's helpful. That's an easy way to tell.
Yes, so it's a very, it's a pretty complex operation. The county has a budget of about $330 million. To provide all of those services for the community. We also work, we have the Office of Emergency Services. So when there's a major snowstorm or there's a big fire, the county's kind of they work in conjunction with law enforcement and first responders to help people. So
you're working pretty closely with a lot of other entities too. And I would assume you work closely with the cities themselves?
Absolutely. And I actually have a little bit of an advantage because I actually came from the city of Grass Valley. I was on the Grass Valley City Council for 16 years. I served 4 years as the mayor. And previous to that, I was on the Grass Valley Planning Commission. So I have about 25 years of experience coming into the job.
Well, that's great. Have you always been interested in public service?
I have been. When when I went to Nevada Union High School, I was on student government. When I was in college, I did a little bit of student government stuff. And I'm a problem solver. And I have found that a lot of the skills I have translate very well to helping people solve their problems in the county. Because ultimately, that's really what I do. My job is to help people. So when constituents have a problem with something, anything that they're dealing with in the county, whether it's waste management or environmental health or something having to do with a building permit, that's what we do. That's what I do. I'm here to help people. That's my role.
So what do you see are some of the biggest issues that we're facing in this county?
I think over the last few years, obviously one of our biggest issues has been emergency preparedness. Fire, wildfire weighs very heavily on everybody's mind right now. And then trying to navigate at the state level for people who've been losing their fire insurance has been a real struggle. So a couple of my fellow Board of Supervisors are very involved at the state level with a couple of different groups that bring all the counties together, both the rural counties as well as the urban counties, and trying to work with the state, with the insurance companies to figure out what the solutions are going to be, because I know there's many people now who it's becoming unaffordable for them.
Right. And just suddenly having you've lived here for 40 years and the same house and no claims, and now you have no insurance.
Yes.
So
Yeah, it's definitely a struggle. I actually just moved recently and had to go through the process of getting new insurance. So I'm very empathetic to what my constituents are going through with the whole thing. So, that I'd say that's probably one of our biggest issues. Affordable housing for people is also an issue. How do we create housing so that our young people can stay here, so that our seniors can stay in the community after potentially they want to sell their big house and downsize. So I actually serve on an ad hoc committee with the county with another supervisor looking at solutions, how, and so we're one of 58. There's 58 counties in the state of California.
That's a lot.
Every single county in California has an issue with housing, has an issue with homelessness. We all live in the same world. Some of the issues are bigger in certain places, but we're all dealing with the housing issue. That's been a huge challenge. So.
What are some potential solutions? No, is that a wrong question?
Yeah,
how do we solve this issue? I have children who would love to buy a home, and
it's a difficult issue. One of the things that would help in our community is just building additional housing, because there has not been a lot of new development that has occurred in Nevada County over the last 10 or 15 years. We're looking at granting opportunities. We're looking at potentially down payment assistance programs for people. We're looking at opportunities for people to build smaller homes, so changing up some of your zoning ordinances. The American dream is always the single family home, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. I know a lot of people who've moved to this community, and it's like, I want to be on property. I want acreage. So, you have a big house on 5 acres or even on an acre. So probably a little bit more denser housing. So you have more units per acre, smaller homes that will make them more affordable for people. And there's a couple of community groups that we're working with that are doing a great job.
So when you're dealing with permits, are you dealing with residential and commercial?
Yes.
Through the county?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mostly residential. Most of the commercial development occurs in the city limits because they have more infrastructure.
That makes more sense. Yeah. So what are the positives that you're dealing with as supervisor? What are some good things?
Some good things is that we live in the most fantastic place.
We do.
In the state, in the country, in the world.
Yeah.
I've lived here off and on since the 70s. I've seen a lot of change. And I look at that change in many respects as being good, because we've just brought some amazing people to this community. I serve on the board for the Center for the Arts in downtown Grass Valley, which I look at that is there's not very many rural communities that have a 500-seat state-of-the-art performing arts center.
It's true.
I'm also on the hospital foundation board, and I just finished a board retreat with them. For a rural county, we have a good hospital here. A lot of rural counties are starting. A lot of rural counties are actually starting to lose their hospitals because there's just not enough funding for them anymore. So we're pretty lucky to have Dignity Health here in our community. And I know that they struggle finding doctors, but they work really hard to provide as many services as possible. So we have 3 amazing downtowns. The downtown Truckee, downtown Grass Valley, downtown Nevada City are all very thriving, no vacancies, active all the time, great stores. So there is a lot of great stuff here.
And wonderful community building and connecting events.
People are very passionate about the work that they do in this community, and they care. We care about the animals. We care about helping the homeless people. We care about, our elderly population. As a matter of fact, the county just received a $10 million grant that they're going to be using to do renovations to both the Grass Valley and Nevada City Veterans buildings. And then some of that money also is going to be used for the Gold Country Community Services, the senior center.
That's great.
And so, and Interfaith Food Ministry is going to benefit from that. So, and people create those things. And we're very lucky. We have such a passionate group of people here.
Yeah, people have a passion for something.
Yes.
And they have a goal.
Yeah.
And they bring people along with them. It's wonderful to see.
And we seem to always find a way when people come here to channel their energies into a really positive way.
It is good. It's a great place.
Yeah.
Absolutely a great place.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate your work. I appreciate what
Thank
you do.
Thank you.
And
Well, I hear you're a school teacher. I appreciate you.
well,
I think
yeah.
that's the hardest job you could ever do.
Oh my gosh.
Teaching young people
And seniors.
And seniors.
So I don't know if they all appreciate me right about now, but
They're all
but
right.
like you said, it's a community. We all do our part with what our passions are and what we're interested in to make this a better place.
Yeah.
I am so excited about all the community. I've spoken with a lot of people today.
Yes, I saw the list. You had a lot of my friends. You had a lot of my friends in here today.
The excitement about making a difference in the community,
Yeah.
and it shows. I think, and then when we see people coming to visit and coming to spend time, it's such a unique and interesting place too. I love
Definitely.
the history. We didn't even touch on that.
Yeah.
I love the history of this place. I'm a big California history buff, so I do love that part of this area too.
Yeah.
So what if someone wanted to move here? How would you encourage that? What would you tell them? This is why you should move to Nevada County.
They would be so tired of listening to me after the first half an hour or so, because there's so many positive things here. Great weather, if you like the change of seasons, it's a wonderful place. If you love outdoor recreation, the lakes and the river and the hiking opportunities and the bicycling is amazing, as well as if you have kids, great schools, little league, soccer, all the youth sports are really valuable here. If you appreciate history, there's still we have the historic Empire Mine State Park and Malakoff Diggins. If you enjoy events and festivals, we have the fairgrounds. It's overwhelming. All the things.
So come to Nevada County.
Come to Nevada County, and
we'll tell you all about how wonderful it is.
And bring your talents with you, because if you come here, we will put you to work and get you involved.
Absolutely, we will. Well, Lisa, I'm so grateful. It was really nice to meet you,
nice to
and
meet
really
you
nice
too.
to chat
Thank
with
you.
you about this wonderful place that we live. We're just so grateful for your time and your work.
Thank you, and I super appreciate NC Media. You guys do a fantastic job in this community. Again, a great public service.
Thank you. So that wraps up our interviews for today. We just have talked to some amazing people. I've learned so many things. It's been great. We're going to take a short break, and then we have a musical treat for you, so don't leave. Tommy Coster and Chris Golden will be here with some amazing music. We've been listening to them practice, and it's really fantastic. So you don't want to miss that. Short break, and then we'll be back soon. Thanks for joining us. Good night.